Hey everybody, it's Mark Arnstein, Remax Hallmark, and of course livingnorthtoronto.com. This is vlog number 109, and today we're giving you the top 10 reasons why not to buy a home. So number one reason, no down payment. Well, that's really not an excuse, and the reason being is this. There are so many different financial options that you can choose from to help you with that down payment. So whether it's going through the CMHC, Canadian Mortgage Housing Corporation, by going in with the minimum of 5% down, depending on your purchase price, it has to be under $1 million. And if you go over $1 million, you can get up with a minimum of 10% down. Now there are financing fees that go along with that, but it can help you get into the market much sooner if you want to choose that route. Number two, interest rates are too high. Well, in fact, interest rates are actually now starting to come back down again. And if you look at them historically, where we are right now to where we have been in the past, yes, rates, what was happening during 2020 through into earlier of last year, were a phenomenon that is never gonna happen most likely ever again, at least not in our lifetimes most likely. But rates are starting to come down, and they're actually right now in very much historical normal average ranges. So rates are really quite reasonable right now, so it's not a reason to stop from you buying a house. Number three, my money is better off being invested within the markets. Well, yes, you always should have your money diversified and not put all your eggs in one basket, but listen to this. Historically, real estate in Toronto typically doubles every 10 years in value. Now, if you put an investment into your stock portfolio that doubles in 10 years, which is fantastic, but now you want to pull that money out, you're now paying capital gains on that increase in value, where if it's your principal residence, meaning that's the house that you live in, and you were to go and sell it 10 years down the road, that is tax-free money. Number four, renting is easier than owning. Well, okay, it could be somewhat to a degree, yes. However, think about this. The rent that you're paying is now paying the landlord's mortgage instead of you paying your own mortgage. So what do you think you're better off doing? Paying yourself or paying somebody else and having your money work for you and building up all that equity? Number five, no responsibility. Well, that's not true. If you are renting, you are still responsible for maintaining the home. In fact, there's probably more responsibility on that part, because once you leave that house, if you leave it in shambles, that can ruin your credit rating, it can ruin your ability to get another piece of property again to rent. But if you own the property, all that stuff and effort and work that you put into it only adds that much more value to it. So in the end, you're gonna be way better off. Number six, I'm too picky. Well, that's again, not a very valid excuse. And here's why. If you are too picky, take advantage of the fact that you could do a renovation and put your own personal touch onto the house, because all that's gonna do is help increase the value of the property again. But not only that, at this point now, you're not paying the premium of a higher price for somebody else's work that they've already done that you might not totally like 100%. So just something to consider. The other advantage of that too is by doing your own renovations, you get to make it your own personal touch, and all you have to do is leave a little bit of room in budget to make sure you have enough money to do the renos that you want to do. Number seven, I don't want to pay maintenance fees. Well, if you're renting a condominium, guess what? Theoretically, you are paying maintenance fees because it's going to be factored into the amount of rent that you're paying for the actual unit. The other thing is, if you're paying maintenance fees, again, you're having the work of the unit and the building looked after so it stays in great shape, which again, helps for the resale value of your investment. Number eight, land transfer tax and your closing costs. Well, guess what? There's not much I can really say about this one. It is what it is. The only advantage is that if you are buying a piece of property and you're gonna be north of Steeles, you actually only have to pay the provincial land transfer tax, not the provincial and the City of Toronto land transfer tax. If you're south of Steeles, obviously it is what it is. However, if you are a first-time buyer and you're buying under a certain price point, there are rebates that you will be entitled to. It's just one of the costs of doing business. Number nine, my money is all tied up. Well, think about it this way. If you put money into the stock market, it's tied up. Not only is it tied up, you can't really do anything with it without paying a penalty or paying capital gains tax if you want to pull that money out of the investment. However, if your money is invested in your home, you can get what's called a home equity line of credit, which is based off interest-only loan, and you can use that money to do other things with if you want to buy like another piece of property and build that generational wealth, which is super important. Or if you want to maybe buy a recreational property, do some home improvements. But the point is that you have options. Your money is not totally tied up. So our last one, number 10, is house maintenance. Yes, if you're renting, you still have maintenance and you're still responsible. And in fact, a lot of times in a rental agreement, the landlord might even actually pay you an additional fee to maintain the property, or they're gonna factor it into your rent. Now, if that's being done, think about this. You're doing all this work of maintaining the gardens, mowing the lawn, shoveling snow on a home that you don't own. Whereas if you did it for yourself, you're now constantly improving your piece of property, making it look absolutely at its finest, so that one time when it comes time to sell it, you're gonna be looking really amazing. So that concludes our top 10 reasons why you should not buy a house, but I think we made it pretty clear there are reasons why you should be buying real estate and owning and building up your equity, and most importantly, taking the opportunity to buy a home and then leverage it into building generational wealth, which is only gonna benefit you in the long run. Otherwise, that's all I got for today. Hope you enjoyed this little top 10 tips. Otherwise, thanks for watching, take care, and we'll talk again soon. Bye.